This is the rainbow eucalyptus, native to the Philippines, Indonesia, and Papua New Guinea. It gets its name from its uniquely peeling bark. As the outer layer sheds, the fresh inner bark reveals a vibrant green, gradually shifting to blue, purple, orange, and finally deep chestnut brown. What makes it even more special? It doesn't peel all at once. Instead, it sheds in sections throughout the year, creating a mesmerizing rainbow effect straight out of a fairy tale. Diphylia grayi, the stunning skeleton flower. On a sunny day, it looks like any other delicate white blossom, smooth as pearl. But when rain falls, boom, its petals turn completely transparent, like fragile glass. Nature's ultimate magic trick. This isn't a hand rising from the grave in a zombie movie. It's a 100% real fungus called Xylaria polymorpha, also known as dead man's fingers. Just the name alone is enough to send chills down your spine, right? And with its shriveled, jet-black finger-like shape, it's no wonder people mistake it for something straight out of a horror film. Creepier still, when the fungus is young, the fingertips have a pale white color, just like real nails. Giant bamboo, a plant so ridiculously fast-growing that you can literally watch it grow. On average, this beast stands between 50 to 100 feet, but under ideal conditions, it can shoot up to a jaw-dropping 165 feet. Yep, as tall as an apartment building. But the craziest part? It's not just about the height, it's about the speed. This bamboo can grow 3 feet in just 24 hours. That means if you stare at it long enough, you might actually see it stretch taller right before your eyes. A flower that's both beautiful and a little eerie, Antirrhinum, better known as the snapdragon. When fresh, it looks like a wolf's mouth, ready to snap at anything that comes too close. But here's the weird part. When it withers, it doesn't just wilt like other flowers. Instead, it turns into a tiny skull. Long ago, people believed planting snapdragons could ward off evil spirits. But some legends say if you squeeze the flower, it might just bite your finger off. So, would you dare plant this in your garden? This is the giant banana species Musa ingens, which only grows in the tropical highlands of Papua New Guinea. On average, this banana tree stands 20 to 25 meters tall, about the height of a 6-story building. That's 5 times taller than your typical backyard banana tree. And, of course, with a massive tree like that, the fruit isn't exactly small either. Each Musa ingens banana can grow up to 12 inches long and weigh between 3.3 to 6.6 pounds. Basically, holding one feels like lifting weights. And the taste? Still just a banana. The only real difference is that one of these could probably last you an entire day. These bizarre red spots look like something straight out of a horror movie, but in reality, they belong to a fungus with an equally eerie name, the bleeding tooth fungus. The reason behind the name is pretty straightforward. When it's young, this fungus oozes a bright red liquid packed with pigments, making it look like it's bleeding. But don't freak out. It's not poisonous. That said, just because it won't kill you doesn't mean you should eat it. While it does contain some antibacterial and anticoagulant compounds, its taste is as bitter as heartbreak. One bite, and you'll regret your life choices. So, if you ever come across it in the wild, snap a cool photo, but for the love of your taste buds, don't put it in your mouth. With over 25,000 different species, orchids aren't just a big happy family. They're also home to some of the weirdest looking plants on the planet. Ophrys epifera, the bee orchid. This might just be the cutest smiling flower in the world. Not only that, but it also looks like a plant version of the lovable ogre Shrek, complete with his signature green skin. Dancing lady orchid, Impatiens bequerdii, a unique flower that resembles a graceful ballerina in mid-dance. Legend has it that an unfaithful man will turn into this flower after he dies. The Anguloa uniflora orchid, also known as the baby orchid, is a unique species with a distinctive appearance. When its bud blooms, the inner part resembles a swaddled baby, giving it a look that is both adorable and unusual. The flying duck orchid, Caelana major, is a unique orchid that looks just like a duck in mid-flight. Even the monkey-faced orchid has 10 different species. Meet the Welwitschia. At first glance, you might think, did someone forget a pile of wilted lettuce in the desert? But don't be fooled. This isn't just any plant. It's a nearly immortal warrior of nature. This bad boy can live up to 3,000 years with just 2 leaves. Yep, just 2. No fresh leaves, no new growth, just the same 2 leaves for thousands of years. The problem? It lives in the harsh Namib Desert, where scorching winds tear at it, animals nibble on it, and over time, its leaves become shredded and curled up, making it look like a stranded octopus. But don't be fooled by appearances. The Welwitschia never stops growing, defying the brutal desert conditions like a true botanical warrior. Nature never ceases to amaze us, does it? Meet the dragon bamboo, a wild, twisting giant that grows up to 50 to 60 meters. Yep, that's longer than a 747. You'll find this beast mainly in Colombia and Peru. Meet the doll's eye plant, a species that's both beautiful and just a little creepy. This bizarre plant produces small, round, white berries with a large black dot in the center, making them look exactly like tiny eyeballs staring at anyone passing by. And if that's not unsettling enough, it's also highly toxic. Even a small amount can cause nausea, seizures, and even cardiac arrest. El Arbol de la Sabina, the tree that defies the wind on El Hierro. This legendary tree stands on El Hierro, the smallest of Spain's Canary Islands, where it has been twisted, bent, and sculpted by relentless ocean winds over centuries. But it isn't just surviving, it's thriving in its own dramatic way. Locals see it as a symbol of resilience, a reminder that sometimes life doesn't break you, it just bends you into something legendary. Have you ever seen a tree that looks like it's deep in thought about life? Welcome to the Thinking Tree, a 1,500-year-old olive tree in Puglia, Italy. A once-in-a-century friendship. Over 100 years ago, a tiny pine seed accidentally landed in the trunk of an old oak tree. The result? The pine tree is now 15 meters tall and 130 years old, while the oak stands 12.5 meters tall and has been around for 250 years. No one knows what that tree and rock have been through, but judging by this scene, it must have been one heck of a rocky relationship.